welcome back to another video on the Football Zone, and today we are looking back at round 2 of the group stages of the World Cup. And Joe, this World Cup is starting to fly by now, isn't it? We're going to do the same as we did in the first video, reviewing all of the matches from this game week and looking at where the groups are, who's going to progress, who's going to get knocked out, that sort of stuff. So yeah, let's get straight into it. We're going to kick things off with Group A, and we've definitely had an interesting game week there with Netherlands drawing 1-1 with Ecuador to remain top of the group. Gakpo got the goal for the Netherlands early on, but Enner Valencia, two starters the first game week really, scoring for the Netherlands. And Jared Leeson currently top on the same goal difference, with Senegal beating Qatar pretty comfortably, and it's going to be a really interesting final game. I think Netherlands against Qatar, they'll have the goal difference to make it through comfortably top, and then you've got Senegal and Ecuador. It's kind of a winner take all. It'll be interesting to see how Ecuador approach it, because of course are they just going to play for a draw and qualify, or are they going to go for the win as well? You suspect they'll go for the draw, but yeah, it'll definitely be interesting. Senegal, you feel like in those situations really will miss Mane, but will they be able to find a breakthrough? They did look better against Qatar, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But at the moment, Netherlands shoes definitely you want to be in, and probably you're leaning towards Ecuador too. Moving on then to England and Wales group, and England 0-0 draw against USA, and let's be honest, it wasn't a great performance at all from England, really, was it? Not great at all. Just the sharp tempo, the cutting edge that we saw against Iran was missing in this one, I think it's fair to say. And it was a bit of a shame. But USA, fair play to them, they played really well. And Wales, moving on to them, and it was such a disappointing result, wasn't it? 2-0, Hennessy getting sent off. I mean, there's definite red. No complaints about that. And Iran, they were the best team throughout the night and got 2 goals later on. It's heartbreak for Wales. I think it means they're pretty much out now. And England more than likely to top the group against the Wales side, which you'd expect them to beat. But then Iran, USA, Iran was so much better here. USA need a win. So yeah, after the first game, you wouldn't have thought this, but Iran now are probably favourites to go through to the round of 16. But USA, they do have some quality. They just need that cutting edge, which they really need, because they need to win this one. Moving on then to Group C, which is Argentina's group. And Argentina obviously getting that crucial win against Mexico. Messi with a moment of magic. Obviously a goal later on as well, which could have big implications for them, because it means they're up to second now. Poland in fourth, looking in control of the group stages. But yeah, with Argentina against Poland, it's still maybe tough for Poland to go through if Argentina are starting to click now, but Argentina's still not being totally convinced by the performance. It's one of those groups that's blown so wide open. It's kind of whoever gets the better result in all of those. Mexico really need a win, don't they? But it's looking tough for them to qualify. But yeah, you do feel like this group could go either way. I'm kind of leaning towards it being Argentina and Poland, with maybe Saudi Arabia and Mexico drawing or something like that. But yeah, you feel like this could go either way, this particular group. Moving on then to Group D, and France, the first team to qualify automatically, with 2 wins from 2, a win here against Denmark, and a really good performance. Kylian Mbappe saving them once again. The guy is just so impressive. So yeah, he'll be absolutely delighted to get France through. It means they can rest some players as well, which will be really handy. And then for the rest of the group, it's an interesting one. Obviously, you've got Australia and Denmark facing each other. I can't see Tunisia going through, considering they've got to play France. But yeah, I mean, Australia and Denmark, it's kind of winner take all. It's an interesting one. Australia are obviously in a good position, but I would say Denmark, looking for that squad, you've got Alex Bergson that will probably have more quality. So yeah, it's kind of a lot in these games. You're going to have one team trying to hang on for the draw, another team going for it. It's interesting how they all play it. But yeah, here I kind of feel like Denmark will go through, but once again, it's between those two really. And then moving on into Group E, and obviously with that shock result on Sunday morning, Japan against Costa Rica coming away with a W. That's kind of blown the group wide open. Costa Rica, they'll kind of need to beat Spain, which looks a tough ask, you'd say. They need to be Germany, which looks a tough ask, but Germany's still bottom of the group. Spain against Japan, that'll be a tough game for Japan. So yeah, it's one of those that's blown wide open. But I do feel like Japan really had it with their grasp. Even if they just got a draw here, they'd have had a great chance of going through. But I think that losing to Costa Rica really could cost them here. And it could mean that Germany just about managed to sneak through on 4 points. I don't know, I just fancy Spain and Germany in the remaining games. But once again, it is another one of those groups, like we've seen so often so far, that could go either way. But yeah, that's kind of the way I'm leaning at the moment. And moving on then to Group F, obviously this one's been blown wide open. Belgium being defeated 2-0 by Morocco. What an incredible result from Morocco. And Belgium, what did De Bruyne say? They're too old to win a World Cup. He's certainly been proved right at the moment. Because Belgium first two performances have just been horrendous. Losing to Morocco now in a real tough position, because Croatia obviously not off to get its best start against Canada, but when they did, they really turned up the screw and they were great. I personally can't see Belgium beating them, which will make it very, very hard for them to get out of the groups. In fact, it basically means they won't, to be honest. Morocco against Canada's side that's already out, maybe not have too much motivation. I can see them going through now, which means Croatia, I don't think they'll lose to Belgium, so I can easily see Belgium going home in the group stages being a major upset. But for me, definitely, I'd say Croatia and Morocco are the favourites to go through. And who really saw that coming before the tournament started? I certainly didn't, that's for sure. In Group G, it's looking very strong for Brazil indeed. They've qualified now with a 1-0 win over Switzerland. They had a goal disallowed through Vini Jr., but Casemiro late on gave Brazil the winner. Brazil perseverance finally paid off. Switzerland, they'll be gutted not to come away with a point. Bino, they're still in a very strong position to advance, with Cameroon and Serbia only drawing. For me, they look probably the best team in the group. But that Cameroon-Serbia game was mad. Serbia will be gutted they didn't win it. 3-1 up, and then giving away 2 goals in 3 minutes. Not great, but of course they did go 1-0 down. So I think Serbia will be gutted. And Switzerland now taking them on. I think they will be favourites, at least to ground out a draw and whatever. Brazil, you batter to beat Cameroon, but it's a good opportunity for them to rest some players, which could give Cameroon an outside shot. But for me, looking at Group G so far, I definitely say Brazil and Switzerland are probably the strongest teams. And finally, Group H. Portugal have qualified 2-0 victory over Uruguay. Fernandes or Ronaldo, I don't know, I kind of think it took a tiny little flick off Ronaldo, but I can see why you think it's Fernandes. Gave Portugal a lead, and then Fernandes anyway definitely got the penalty late on, and Portugal through. And really impressive win from Portugal. Uruguay aren't quite the team I think we've seen previously in previous tournaments, but they're still a very solid team, so that's a great result for them. They're looking really, really good in the early stages. In the other game, it's a bit of a crazy one with Ghana just coming out on top against South Korea, which obviously a huge result for them. Crazy game. South Korea got it back to 2-0 after being 2-2 down, so I'll be gutted to lose that. And that leaves them very unlikely to qualify, you'd say. Really, unless Portugal rests some players like Ronaldo, etc., etc. Uruguay has to beat Ghana. For me, I don't know, I think Uruguay will have enough to beat Ghana, but Ghana could part the bus. It's that one's wide open, especially if Portugal rest players. I still think Uruguay will just sneak through, maybe by the skin of their teeth, but it's one that really could go either way. Anyway guys, that's it for today. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, notice lots of comments down below, follow this channel for daily football news, and subscribe to my channel, greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace!